Hello everyone, welcome back to Code with Yusuf YouTube channel. This video is all about that we will perform a CRUD operation using React plus Node plus MySQL database. So this is the demo that you have right now on the screen. Okay, so that we will perform something like this. Okay, we will create this example in this video. So let's get started the demo. Okay, so first of all that you have the user interface. We have a button at the top, and by pressing that button create a book, we will be able to create a book. Okay, after pressing that we are able to add a book. Okay, let's first of all add the name of the book. Okay, like Sina, and that is Java. Okay, first edition, and we can select the date. Okay, so let's press this icon and we will select a date. Okay, we have selected the date. Let's press submit button. Okay, after submitting the button, see the record has added successfully. Okay, so now the second operation is that we would like to update this record. Okay, so to update we are pressing the update button. So let's press the update. For example, I will change this to Yusuf. Okay, and this is Java 3rd edition, and we can also change the date. Okay, so let's, for example, this is the October month. Okay, let's press submit button. See, the record has updated. See, the record has updated. And the last functionality is that if you would like to delete a record, by pressing this delete button we will be able to delete the record. Okay, so let's press the delete button. So press the delete. See, the record has deleted successfully. So it is all about that we will perform. In this video we will use React as a front-end, node.js our server side, and for the database we will use MySQL database. So let's get started. Before starting, if you are new, don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel and also like the video. So let's get started. So let's first of all create our projects. Okay, front-end React project and also server side app. So for that, let's open I have opened the Visual Studio Code. Press file and open folder, and come here to the CRUD app. Okay, I will open this folder. After opening the folder, so now we will create our apps. Okay, so let's create here. First of all, let's move to the terminal. Okay, open the terminal. After opening the terminal, here we will create our React app. Okay, so to create the React app we will use react.js. Okay, npm create wet. Okay, we can write at latest also to use the latest version of it. So need to install following packages. Yes. Project name, the project name is like client side. Okay, we will just assign a name client. And framework we will use React. Press enter, and we will use JavaScript. That's okay. Okay, so now it says move to the cd client, move to the client directory and npm install, then run this command. Okay, so let's move to the cd client folder. After that, an npm install, it will install all the necessary, all those needed files, packages and dependencies. The packages has installed. So now let's run npm run dev command to run our React app. So now let's move to this URL, control, then press the URL, and we came. This is the default React app. Okay, so now let's install a few packages that we need to use. Okay, let's close this, control C, CLS to clear the screen. And now we will install npm install first of all the bootstrap, because we would like to use the bootstrap for designing, and the React router DOM for routing, React router DOM, and Axios, which is used for HTTP request and response. Press enter, and we will install these three libraries. Yeah, the packages has installed. So now let's move to create our server side app. Okay, so for that we will come here and we will create a new folder inside this CRUD app. Okay, so let's create a new folder, name it for example server, and now let's move to back cd double dot and cd to server, and we will move to the server app folder. See, let's clear the screen. Now in the server app we will first of all create the creating the express or node app. So for that, first of all, we will write npm init or initialize -y. Okay, so it will just create a package.json file inside this server folder, okay, that has created. So now what we will do, now we will install those packages like npm install express, which is the framework of Node, and MySQL database, then cars, we will use cars. Okay, so press enter, we will install these three packages. So the packages has installed. So now for writing our Node app code, so for that we need to create a file inside this server. Okay, so let's press this button and create a file by the name of index.js. So now all code that we would like to write for our Node app, we will write in this index.js. Okay, the start file will be this file. Okay, another package that we would like to install inside this server, that is npm install node.js. Okay, this package is used whenever we write something inside our server app, so it will automatically refresh our app. Okay, we don't need to again run the command. Okay, so it will automatically refresh our app. So this package is used for that. So it is installing, let's wait for it. That has installed. So after installing it, we will just make a little bit changes inside this packages.json. Okay, so here I will add comma, here I will add start nodemon index.js. I think it is something like this that we should write to use that package. So now let's start our coding. Okay, so let's close the package.json file, and here in the index.js, first of all we will import the express. Okay, so importing we can write like this. Okay, a const require const express is equal to require express. Okay, so we can use like require, okay, to import a package. But if you would like to use the import statement, okay, so like this, import express from express, so it will generate an error for us. Okay, so to remove the error, so for that we need to write something in our package.json here. Okay, in this whenever you come here down from this, here we will write a type module. Okay, so after writing type module, so now it will not generate an error for us. Okay, let's remove this. So now we can use this import express from express, and also import MySQL from MySQL, and also import, we will import cars. Okay, cars from cars. These are used for class origin, okay, to access our server side app in Frontend. Now let's write here const app is equal to express. Okay, we will call the express method, okay, to create this app, then we will use this app, and also app.use, we will use express.json. Okay, what this do, this statement mean that express.json, okay, this will convert the data that we transfer to the JSON format. Okay, whenever we pass the data, so it will convert it to the JSON format. And also app.use cars to access it on the front end. Now let's run our app. Okay, so to run the server side app, for that we need to write app.listen. Here we should first of all install port number. Okay, the port number is, for example, 3030. Okay, comma, then we will create a callback function. In the callback function we will just write a console.log up or running, for example, running. Okay, let's save it, and now let's run our server side app. Okay, so to run it, for that we will write npm start, simple. Okay, after npm start, now let's check it. Okay, see, running, it means that app is running. So as we said at the start that we are using the MySQL. Okay, so I have installed the XAMPP server. Okay, I've installed the XAMPP server, and I will use the PHP myadmin. Yeah, inside this PHP myadmin I have created a database by the name of CRUD, and inside CRUD I have created a table by the name of book. In the book has 4 columns, 4 attributes: ID, publisher, name, and date. These are the book ID, publisher of the book, the name of book, and the date of published. Okay, so these 4 columns we have in this table. And just come here. So now first of all we need to create the connection. Okay, so to create the connection with the MySQL database, I will write the code in the same file. Okay, so we can also use controller and routes in separate folders, but as the CRUD we have just 4 APIs, so I will write the whole code in this one file. So for that, first of all I will come here, const, I think, yeah, MySQL.create connection, and inside this create connection we will assign those properties. The first one is the host. The host is localhost with us. Then we have the data, the password, no password. Okay, and I think host is localhost, password nothing, and we should assign here username. Okay, username, or I think that is user root, and the password no password. Let's assign a comma here, also comma here, and the database. The database name is CRUD with us. Okay, CRUD. Now we will assign this connection, okay, to a variable. Okay, so let's assign this to a variable. We will write const db is equal to, this is const db. We have assigned the connection to this db variable. Okay, and also this is user, not username, user. Okay, that's okay. So after creating the connection, so now what we will do, we will write our APIs, the code of our APIs. For example, we have 4 operations in this CRUD operation: create, read, update, and delete. So first of all, let's write the code for to return the whole records from database to our front end. Okay, we will return the whole records. We will fetch the records from the write in API file to fetch the records to the front end. Okay, so for that, let's write the code. app.get, we will use get method. Okay, because we would like to return the records, we will use get method, and we will use this /just. Okay, and here we will create a callback function. We will get request and response. Request is the variable which is, we are passing from front end. Okay, whatever we pass from front end, we will get through this request, and whatever we want to return back to the front end, we will use this response. Later we will use it. Okay, so here now we will write our SQL query. Okay, for the MySQL database, const SQL is equal to, we will just select steric from book. Okay, we will select the whole records from book, and then we will return that. So now we would like to run our query. Okay, so to run the query, we will use db variable, db.query. After query, so now we will pass our SQL query. Okay, after passing the SQL query, we will get an error or data. If we faced with an error, so what we will do, we will return response.json, for example, error, or we will return a message, error, or just simple error. I will return the error message. Else, if there was no error, so what we will do, we will return response.json, and we will return the data. So this is the whole code for our to return the data, the records to the front end. So now we will write the code for whenever we pass data from our front end to server side, and we would like to insert that to the database, MySQL database. Okay, so we will write now this API. So for that, simply I will copy this code, because to not waste the time, because some code we are writing the same. Just come here, and here I will paste that code. After that, what we will do, whenever we pass something, we will use post for that. Okay, whenever we are passing something from front end, use post method. After that, here we will assign a route that is, for example, create. Okay, because we want to create a record. After that we will get request and response. So now here we will write our SQL query to insert a record to the database. So for that we will write, instead of selecting, we will write insert into book, because the table name is book. We will insert to the field name. Okay, the fields name were first of all publisher, then a name, and then date. We have these three fields: publisher, name, and date. After that, values. Now we will assign values. Okay, so for the values we can directly write our values here. Okay, request.body.publisher.name.date, but instead of that I will write here the question mark. This is for the security purpose. Later I will assign the values like this. Okay, first of all I will pitch the values. Const values is equal to, we will write our values like this. Okay, request.body.publisher. Okay, the data that we passed from frontend, that is inside this request. Okay, so we can read the data that we have passed like this. Okay, request.body.publisher, this is the publisher record data. Request.body.name, and then we have the date, request.body.date. So after assigning these values to this values variable, so now whenever we are running this query, we will write here the SQL, and here we will write our values like this. Okay, in the array notation, here we will write values. These values we will assign here, so it will run it successfully. Okay, so then we will get an error or data. If we get an error, so then we will return the error, otherwise we will return data. So this was the code for to pass the data from frontend and insert that record into the database. So now we will write the code for whenever we are updating a record. Okay, so now we will write the server side, the API code to update a record. So to update the record, I will simply copy this code, because some code we want to write again. Paste it here. Now we will just customize this code, update this code, like instead of post, when we are updating a record we will use put method. Okay, this is the first change. Then here we will use update route slash. Whenever we are updating a record, we must pass an ID with that. Okay, which record we want to update. So here we will get the ID. Okay, like this. Whenever we are passing ID, so we can write that like this. Okay, the parameter. So after that, here instead of this insert query, we will write the update query. Here we will write the update query, update book set what fields we want to update. We would like to update the publisher field. Publisher is equal to with question mark. Okay, we will attach the value later, comma, then the name is equal to question mark, then the comma, then the date. Okay, is equal to question mark, where ID is equal to with question mark. Okay, these all values I will attach. Now we would like to update publisher, name, and date, where the ID is equal to with which ID, with which record. Okay, the ID that we want to update. So let's do it now. First of all, I will read the values. Okay, as I did. Okay, we will read these values: request.body.publisher.name.date. Okay, so after reading these values, we will attach values like this. Okay, but we will get the data of this ID also. So to get the data of ID, we will write like this: const ID is equal to request.forums.id. So we read the data of ID and we store that inside this ID variable. So now here to attach these values, first of all we would like to attach the values. Okay, so to attach the values, Control B. Here we will write the spread this operator. Okay, these three dots before the values. After that, comma, then we will use the ID. Okay, like this. First of all, these three, the values will be for these three variables, then the ID for this, where ID is equal to with this. Okay, so it will attach ID with this ID. After that, we will run this. Okay, after running the query, if error, then we will return an error. If there was successfully, if the query runs successfully, then we will return the data. So this was all about the updating a record. So now let's write the code, the API for to delete a record. Okay, so simply copy this update. You come here down, paste that here. So first of all we will change this method to delete. After that, instead of update we will use delete, and here we will pass again an ID, because the record that we would like to delete, we must pass the ID of that record also. After that, instead of update query we will write delete query, delete from book where ID is equal to with question mark. Okay, instead of right now we don't have any values because we will just get the ID. After getting the ID we will pass ID here, okay, to delete that record. So simply we will run the query like this. So this is the code for the delete API. Okay, so to delete a record we wrote all the codes, okay, for the delete API, for the put, update, for posting, and for the getting the record. We have done our server side code. Okay, now we will move to our front end to write the React code. So first of all let's check the server side app is running. Okay, it should be in running mode. After that, now let's move to our front end app. Close it, come here, close the server app, come here to the client, src, all code is existed in the src folder, and this is the default code for the app.js. Okay, so let's move to the browser. So this is the default React app. So now we will remove this default code and we will write our own code. Let's remove this code. Also let's delete the CSS file. All this code, don't need this. Yeah, for the first of all I will just create 3 components. Okay, so let's create them. First one is the box, where we will pitch all the records, display the records. The second component is the create book .jsx, and the third one is the update book. Okay, update book.jsx. After creating them, so now let's write the default code. We will use RAFCE, React Arrow Functional Component Export. Okay, it will automatically generate the code. The reason that it has generated the automatically code is that we have installed an extension of React. Check this extension. Okay, install this extension. Same I will do for the create book. Save it in box. That's okay. So now we would like to first of all move to the React Rotterdam. Okay, to create routing, to move to different routes. So just come here to the app.jsx. In app.jsx I will implement the React Rotterdam. So first of all I will import that. Import browser router, routes and route from React Rotterdam. After importing them, so now let's use them. Okay, instead of fragment I will use browser router. Inside that I will use routes. Inside that route. In route we have 2 properties or parameter that we should pass. The first one is the path where we would like to move. Okay, the first one is slash just for the home, and the element, the second one is element, which element we would like to call here. So first of all we will call here the box. Okay, box. Enter, that has imported, close it. So by default we will move to the box component. Let's Control Shift arrow down arrow key. Okay, it will take a copy of that, and this one is for create or just create. Okay, create, and we will move to create book component. Enter, that has imported. Let's again shift alt down arrow key, and we will move to the update. I will just name it simple update. Okay, and update book, that has imported. Now let's move to the browser. Let's run our React app. Okay, let's move to the terminal, take a new terminal, Inside that cd client, we will move to the client folder, there npm run dev, so it will run React app. Yeah, that is running. Let's close the terminal, let's move to the browser, and here refresh the page. Yeah, by default we are at we should be at the home page, the books component. Okay, so let's move to the app.js. App is imported in main.js. Yeah, that's okay. The default route is path books. Yeah, let's come here to the books. We should display the books, okay, but why? Export default, let's check it. So let's check it. Where is the error? Just come here to the app.js. Yeah, this is routes, not route. Okay, routes, and route should be inside that. Okay, save it. Now let's move to the, see, we are at the book. If you would like to move to create /create, we are at the create book, and update, we are at the update book component. So now let's first of all just come here to the app.js. I will create one another yeah, we can name it yeah, we will create another component by the name of now.js. It means now bar. Okay, inside the now bar, what I will do, I will just let's write employee or book management system. I will name it like this. Okay, class name deflex. These are the bootstrap classes. Okay, deflex, and justify content center. Padding y should be 3, like 2, padding by 2, and shadow sm. Save it, and we will import the navbar at the top of these routes. Okay, it means that the navbar should be displayed on the top of all components. We should import the navbar here. Save it. See, book management system, it looks like this, but it should move to the center. We didn't import the bootstrap. Let's import the bootstrap. Import bootstrap /css bootstrap.main.css. Save it. Now let's check it. See, it looks like this, but the text should be, let's make it like, let's assign bootstrap classes, Control Z. Font size should be 2, and also font weight should be like bold. Close it. Yeah, it looks like this right now, book management system. So now let's move to the books. First of all, we will display all books. Okay, just Control B, and just come here to the book, close this one, come here to the books. Here we will display all the books. So to display the books, first of all, I will pitch the books from server side. Okay, from the MySQL database. Okay, so for that I will create just use, first of all I will create a state variable, const let's name it books /set books. The books is the variable that we will use, and this set book is the method where we will use for updating this box. Is equal to use state, and this is an empty array with us. Okay, because this is an array, we would like to store the array inside this. Now here we will use effect hook. Okay, it will render at the start, create a callback function here. In the second parameter is this is array dependency. Okay, we believe it is empty. Okay, it will just render at the start, at the first time, this use effect. Okay, now let's use Axios. Okay, first of all let's import the Axios. Just come here, import Axios from Axios. Let's use now Axios.get. we will get the data. Okay, and here we will use the URL. URL is http://localhost, because we are fetching data from localhost. After that we will assign the port number. Okay, the port number is that we will take the port number from our server side up. Just come here to the server side, index.js, and to the down, and this is the port number 3030. So this is the URL that we will use, okay, to fetch the data from our API. Okay, dot then we will get a result, and after that what we will do now, we will store this result, the data inside this box. Okay, we will use call set box, and we will pass result dot data. Okay, the data that we fetch, that is inside result dot data variable. Okay, we will write like this. Okay, dot catch if there was any error. So what we will do, console dot log error, save it. Okay, so now to display the records, for that we will use table. Okay, in the table we will display the records. So for that, let's move to the bootstrap code, and we will copy a code of a table, bootstrap 5 table. Just come here, because it will just a simple HTML code that we can write it easily. I will take this code. Okay, copy this code and paste it here, okay. What we will do, we will just change, that's okay. Okay, we don't need anything to change. Let's right click and format the document. It will format the document. After formatting the document, we will display now the records here. Okay, this is the header. In the header, what we will show, this is for the ID, and this is for a publisher. This is book name, Control Z, publisher, and down book name, date. We have these 4 fields. This is the header of table, and down from that, here we will display the records. Okay, here we will use the arrow method. Okay, arrow function, the map function. Okay, map function, here we will use map function. We will use like this. Okay, box, let's write curly braces, box dot map function, and here we will get the data. Okay, the book, single book, and after that we will use row, the table row, row. Okay, so like this, table row, and inside this row we will display the records, table data, and inside the table data we will write book dot first of all publisher, first of all ID. Okay, book dot ID, then the publisher, then name and date, like this. Okay, it will just go through all records, and it will display the all records for us. Okay. Also we will assign a key here, a unique key. Okay, this should be unique. The book.id is unique with us. That is okay. Okay, so we displayed the record like this. Now let's move to the our React app. Okay, so update. Yeah, one thing is that we should right now correct that. Okay, for the update we should pass an ID also to the URL, because we would like to update a specific record. Okay, so for that we need to do something like this. Come here to the app.js, and to the update we should pass an ID. Okay, like this. We will pass ID to that, like this. Now let's move to home page. See it? See, right now we have just the header, but let's wrap it inside the container. Just close it and come here to the books, inside class name container. See it? Yeah, that looks like this, and we should assign margin top 5. That is okay. We don't have any records right now. Okay, it is empty, but we should write here, because in the database the table is empty right now with us. There is no record inside that. We should write code here. If there was no record, we should display no records. Okay, so for that, just come here and we'll use it. Books. If there was something, if the books was empty, so then we should display. Let's close it. We will use ternary operators. Okay, let's wrap the whole code, the table, inside these brackets. That is okay. If the books there was data, so then we will display this table records. Otherwise, what we will do, we will display just h2 no records. Let's check it, is it okay or not right now? No, wait, we should not see that. Okay, we will write our condition like this. Okay, if the books dot length was not equal to with 0, it means if there was a records. Okay, if there was a records, so what we will do then, we will display this table, otherwise we will display no records. Let's check it now. See, no records right now. Okay, there is no records right now with us. So this is all about, okay, to display a record. Okay, so now we will create a button on the top of this. Okay, here we will create a button to create a new record. Okay, so let's do it. Just come here, and here I will use link for that. Okay, the link of React Rotterdam link. Okay, React Rotterdam, because we would like to move to create route. Okay, whenever we press on that link, we will come here to the create. Just come here and the create, and 2 is equal to, we will move to /create like this. Okay, close it, and here I will close the link. Here I will write create book, and also let's assign class name button success. Let's save it and let's check it now. Just come here, see, create a book. Okay, now let's press this button. We directly came to create a book. Okay, so now we will be able to create a new book. So to create a new book, for that we need to have a form. Okay, to insert the record. So for the form, again I will come here to the just to the form. Come here, yeah, let's copy in the code of Bootstrap 5 form. This is simple HTML code. Okay, we can copy it from everywhere, or we can write from scratch, but it will take time. So okay, I will copy this code. Okay, then I will just make it. Let's copy first of all this code, copy this, and just come here to the create book, paste it here. I will close this input tag, and also this one, and I will remove this remember me, this div. Right click and format the document. After formatting, the first one is for publisher. Okay, publisher, and I will change it as publisher forum table, and also I will remove this action. Type is text with us, forum control ID publisher, and placeholder enter publisher name publisher. And the second one is for this is the name. Okay, name, book name, or we can write book name, and just come here, type text, forum control, remove this ID, we don't need right now, enter book name. Simple name, and I will copy this div. Okay, and I will use it for the date. Okay, the second one is date, publish date like this. Okay, type is date with us, remove date, remove this also. This is submit button with us. Save it and let's check it now. The create a book, just come here, it looks like this. Okay, but I will bring it to the center. So to bring it, to move it to the center, I will just add a few Bootstrap classes, display flex, justify content, center margin of 3, and width should be 50. Width should be 50. Okay, let's check it now. It looks like this, but Yeah, I should not assign with margin top 3, okay, but I will assign class name width 50. Yeah, it looks like this at the center, and at the top we can add create or add a book. Okay, book. Yeah, it should be a flex column, and I will make it justify content align item center. Save it. Yeah, it looks like this. Add a book and publisher, book name, and date. Now we will just store the data that whatever we write in this input fields, so we should store them somewhere. Okay, so for that we will create state variables. Const, we can create an object also, and we can create a separate state variable for every field also. Const let us do something like this. Okay, const values set values is equal to use state. It is an object with us. Okay, we have publisher here. Publisher, we will assign the public value, the default value as empty string. Then we have name, empty string. Then we have date, empty string. Now whenever we write something in these input fields, okay, we should update this publisher name and date. Okay, so for that you just come here and I will call onChange event. Okay, onChange event. What we will do, we will update now this object, and we will update just the publisher field right now. So for that, let's create an arrow function. We will get an event here. I will directly update every field here. Okay, we can create a separate function for that and to update the fields there, but I will update that here in this onChange event. Okay, let's call set values. Inside set values, we will create an object. Inside that, the spread operator, we will call values the previous value. It means that we will keep the previous values as the same, just we will update the publisher. Okay, publisher is equal to with e.target.value. What it will do, it will keep all these values. It means that it will keep the name and date as the same as it was before. Okay, but it will update publisher. To the publisher, it will assign the data that we are writing in this input field. Okay, whatever we are writing, so it will e.target.value will assign that to the publisher. The same we will do for other fields also. Just copy this line, come here to this one and paste it. Here we will update the name, and here we will update the date. Just date. That's okay. Okay, we have updated the data. So now whenever we press the submit button, we will pass this data to our server side. Okay, so let's call here a function on the forum on submit. We will call handle submit function. Now let's create this function. Const handle submit function is equal to, here we will get an event e.prevent default. It will prevent the default submission, and here we will use access. Now import access as imported dot post. Okay, now we will use post method to post the data, and here we will use the URL http://localhost. Then we will use port was 3030. After that we will call the route is create. Okay, create, and we will pass the data. The data is values with us. After passing the data dot, then we will get a result. Let's first of all console.log the result. Okay, result, what we get in the from the server side. Dot catch, if there was any error, console.log error. Save it. Now let's check it. Okay, what happened? Let's move into the server side. Here let's insert publisher name like Ahmad. Okay, and book name Java, and the date, publishing date. Okay, so for the publishing date, for example, we have inserted something like press submit button. Okay, press submit button. After pressing submit button, now let's move to the console, what we got in the result. Okay, so it means, yeah, we got this object. Okay, Let's check it. The data, effect throw one message, one server, and headers. We got status 2.0, it means status is okay. Let's move to our, let's refresh it. See, the record has inserted Ahmad Java, and this is the date that we has inserted. Okay, the first record has inserted successfully. So now whenever we insert a record successfully, so then we should move directly to the back to the home page, okay, to the books page. Okay, so for that just come here, and here we will use navigate. Okay, so to use the navigate, first of all we will import the navigate. Okay, so just come here, I will create an instance of that const navigate is equal to use navigate. The use navigate is imported from react.js. Now let's use the navigate. Okay, just come here, navigate. We will move to slash, okay, to the home page, back to the books page, books component. Just come here. Now we will create another record. Okay, programming, let's date, select a date like this, submit button. See, we directly came to the home page, and we have these two records right now. The time has also added, but we can extract that, but right now leave it as it is. Okay, now I will add two buttons here at the right side. Okay, one for update, one for the delete. Okay, so let's come here to the box and to the last one. Here I will add a header, and I will name it date action. Okay, and come here down, and here I will add two buttons to every record, table data and the button. That is the button, I think. Yeah, button. And here I will add update. The second one would be, let's class name button primary or info, button sm, it means small. And take a copy of this, and this is for delete. Delete danger. Okay, let's save it. Let's move. See, we have these two buttons. Let's add a space between them, margin end 2. That's okay now. Okay, we have these update and delete buttons. So now whenever we should change this update to link. Okay, whenever we push this update, we should move to the update component directly. Okay, so for that just come here to the I will change this from button to link. Remove this. Okay, and I will add here 2 is equal to where we would like to move. We want to move now to the update routes. Okay, so for that come here, and here I will write we will move slash update slash, we will pass id. So to pass the id, for that I will use $sign, and here I will pass book.id. Okay, I will pass the id to that routes. Save it. Now let's check it. Okay, just come press the update. See, we directly came to the update component. Now here we will be able to update the record. So let's move to the update component. Move this. So for the update component, we need to have the same form as we had for create form. Okay, and we need something like that. Okay, let's come here back to open this create component, create book, and I will copy this code. Okay, just come here, Control C. I will explain it to you. Okay, don't worry. Control V, and I think I missed something. Control Z. Yeah, we should just Control V, that's okay. And also we should have these functions and state variables. Copy this, paste it here, and also this code. Copy it, paste it here. Now what we should do, First of all, we should pitch the record. Okay, which record we would like to update. Okay, for example, we would like to update the second record. So for that, we should have that record in these values. Okay, we should have the publisher name, the book name, and the date here. Okay, so for that, just come here. I will first of all change this to update book. And after that, I will fetch the record based on the ID. Okay, first of all, we will get the ID. Okay, so to get the ID for that from router, okay, we have passed ID in URL. So for that, let's first of all get the ID. Const ID is equal to and here we will use forum hook. Okay, use forum hook from react.js. What it will do, it will fetch record data, this ID from URL. After fetching the ID, now we will fetch the record. Okay, so to fetch the record, for that we will use effect hook. Use effect hook. As we had the code for use effect in books, when we fetch all the records, we will copy the same code. Okay, as we had here. Just come here, this use effect hook, because we want to implement something like this. Update, paste it here. Okay, access, fetch the record, but here we will get slash get record. Okay, get record, and we will pass the data also, the ID also. Okay, plus ID that we have. See this ID, we will pass this ID also, because we would like to get a record based on this ID. So whenever we pass the record, so what we will do now here, instead of this, we will update all these fields. Okay, these three fields. So update these three fields. We will just write set values. So update those values. We will create an object, values, and then we will write comma publisher. To publisher, I will assign result.data.publisher, comma name is equal to with response data.name, and date is equal to with response or result.data.date. Let's format the document. Document has formatted. See what we did here, we have updated the values. Whenever we pitch the records, we will assign those values that we pitch from that record, okay, to this default values, okay, to these variables. When we assign the value to these variables, now we will display those variables inside these input fields. Okay, so for that, what we will do, just come here, and here we will assign value is equal to with publisher, values dot publisher. This is for the publisher, and here value is equal to with values dot name, value is equal to with values dot date. And also this is for the updating. Again, if you would like to update, so this on change event is for that. So now let's write the code for this get record API. Okay, we didn't write this API code at the start, but now we will write the code for this. Okay, to fetch the record based on the ID. Just come here, up.get /get, the route was get record, and also plus ID, request response, const ID is equal to request.params.id. First of all, we will get the ID, then const SQL is equal to select steric from book where ID is equal to with question mark. Okay, ID we will later assign that. Now let's run the query, db.query, pass first of all SQL, then pass the ID, and after that we will do something like this. Okay, let's copy this code, control C, paste it here, save it. Yeah, that is okay. Now let's move and let's refresh it. Let's go back, refresh it, and let's press the, so we don't have the names, the default names here. Okay, so we should, let's come here. Where is the error? Come here to the update book, use baked access.get, get record plus id. So the problem is that we should specify here the, because whenever we return the records, so it return as an array. Okay, array of records. So for that reason we should specify here the first record that we have returned. Okay, so here we will specify like this, the first record of the array. Okay, so let's save it, and now let's move to our browser, and we have this default names Ahmad Java, and we can see the date. Okay, the problem is that before, when we were fetching the records, there was also we have this extra time zone. Okay, so for that we need to specify something. Okay, come here to the node.js file, okay, to this server side, and the server side here in the connection. Okay, whenever we are creating connection with the database, so there we will specify, let's come here down, date string is equal to with date. We will just it should behave with the date as simple date, not the time or time zone or whatever is that. Okay, just simple date. It will behave with the date just like simple date, year, month, and day. Okay, so now let's move back and see it. Okay, so come here, see, we have just now the date. Okay, without the time zone. Let's press update right now. See, we have the default date. So now let's update it. Okay, for example, the publisher is John. Okay, the Java 2. Okay, and also we can update the date. Okay, but I think we didn't. Let's come here to the update book. Here we should specify the instead of create, we should specify the update route, and also we will pass the id / plus id. Okay, this record. Okay, the id that we have, update this record and pass the values, and we have changed this to put. Yeah, that is okay. Yeah, let's save it. Now let's go back. Okay, Java 2, press submit button. See, John Java 2. Okay, the record has updated. Let's press this one. Here we will update the date. This is, for example, June 27. Okay, press submit button. See, the date has updated successfully. So this was all about the update functionality, how to update a record. Now we will move to the deleting a record. Okay, so for that, just come here, and we will move back to the books component. And the books component, we have this button. Okay, for the delete. So whenever we press this button, we should be able to delete a record. Okay, so just come here, on click. We will assign on click event to this. We will call handle delete, and we will pass the id also. Okay, so to pass the id, for that we will just write book.id, and we should make it as a rogue function. Okay, otherwise it will we will face with an error. So handle delete, we have passed the id. So let's come here and we will create now this function, const handle delete, and we will get or we can make it a row function. We will get the id here. So here we will just call our API. So we will just write access dot delete, and here we will specify the HTTP URL localhost 3030 / delete. Okay, and also we will pass the id / plus id. After passing the id dot then get result. If we got the result, so what we will do, we will just refresh the page. Okay, so to refresh the page, and we will use the JavaScript. Okay, window dot location dot reload dot catch. If there was an error, console dot log error. Yeah, we have the delete API. Okay, come here to the delete. See, this is the delete API. Let's move and just come here. Okay, let's press the delete button. Okay, for example this one. See, the record was deleted successfully. Let's create another record. Script, select a date, submit. See, we have the result. So it was all about the CRUD operation using React plus Node plus MySQL database that we have performed all the 4 operations. So I hope this video was helpful for you. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel and like the video, comment down. Thanks for watching.